Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson. Great start.
Yeah.
Welcome to
New
the
year,
Josh
new
Johnson
us.
Show. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm joined by my. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good. This is the first one of the year, the first official new one of the year.
Yeah, we're back. We're back,
We
and
did
we're doing the regular show again.
We've been to Denver. We've been to Tacoma.
Yeah, we. I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into it, but like we also it took a little bit for us to get back in the swing of things because the end of 2022 was weird for us. I had the COVID pretty bad, and
yeah.
And so that was some episodes fell behind because turns out I couldn't sit up for like more than 10 minutes at a time, and when you have to do hours of editing, that's a hard thing to do.
It is like you got the one that like really be out here stomping people in the chest. Like that's actually feels like a rare one to get than the ones that in New York, a lot of the people who get it will have it like bad for a day. And then they're like, oh, I'm pretty sluggish, but I think I'm all right. And man, you had it like properly bad.
Well, but I didn't get any of the like respiratory stuff or anything. I mean, that just might be because I'm vaxxed and all that too. But it's like I had the first really, really bad day. It was that Wednesday, like after Christmas. That day was bad, and like I had like fever, and like the best way I could describe it to is my limbs all felt like they weighed 100 pounds. Like I just like felt like held down on the bed. And then the next day, that Thursday, felt pretty good. And I was like, okay, just had the one bad day. I'll come out of it. I should be good then by, the weekend to whatever. And then that Friday, nope, back knocked down again.
Jeez.
That was the weird one. That was the weird thing that it like got better and then got worse and then got better. And now I just have these kind of little mild cold symptoms that are hanging on.
I mean, I'm glad you're okay now.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Doing okay. Living. Gonna do it. It can only get better from here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I'd like to think so.
I mean, fuck, if not, though.
That would be wild if COVID was the start.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's either the start of just only an uphill, like everything's gonna get better, or like that's the sampler. That's setting the tone.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm trying to figure out how to. I mean, I'll just ask it straight out. Is there a lot of like meth in your general tri-state area? Would you say meth is the predominant drug?
Yeah. How do I put this politely? We love meth here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know.
I don't know how bad it still is. I know Jess says one of the new problems is heroin. We're finally joining the 80s here, I think. But
yeah, the meth thing. Okay, so the whole
is now just real quick. I'm going to ask you a counter question. This is how we're starting the year, is talking about meth. This is what we're gonna.
I feel like when I'm done telling you the story, I feel like you'll appreciate that we started with meth.
Okay.
I'm trying to put this in the best possible. Okay. So meth, as we've talked about on the podcast before, is pretty popular in my hometown. So it being popular where you are as well, I think you'll be able to relate. Okay. Mm-hmm. There was a time where my buddy was, just out there trying to find someone. You know what I mean? He was like kind of on the apps, but he was mostly going to bars. But it was just, it was a tough go of it, let's say. And I'm sure.
So he was the way you made it sound like he was out there trying to find someone specific, but he's just trying to find anyone.
He's trying to find anyone, any person that will work.
I thought maybe he was out searching for someone that he needed to track down, but he's He's trying to find us someone.
Wouldn't that be wild if someone used the actual dating apps to like hunt down their enemy?
See, and I didn't mean dating app. I thought I thought you meant just he was literally out just trying to find like a friend or something.
That's my bad because I thought I said dating app, but maybe I never
not initially.
did.
No, you just said he was just out there trying to find someone.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm like that sentence could mean a variety of things.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, he's on like the obscure ones as well. Like, did you ever do Plenty of Fish back in the day?
I think I might have tried it briefly. I think so. Yeah.
Plenty of Fish and oh. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson. Great start.
Yeah.
Welcome to
New
the
year,
Josh
new
Johnson
us.
Show. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm joined by my. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good. This is the first one of the year, the first official new one of the year.
Yeah, we're back. We're back, and we're doing the regular show again.
We've been to Denver. We've been to Tacoma.
Yeah, we. I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into it, but like we also it took a little bit for us to get back in the swing of things because the end of 2022 was weird for us. I had the COVID pretty bad, and
yeah.
And so that was some episodes fell behind because turns out I couldn't sit up for like more than 10 minutes at a time, and when you have to do hours of editing, that's a hard thing to do.
It is like you got the one that like really be out here stomping people in the chest. Like that's actually feels like a rare one to get than the ones that in New York, a lot of the people who get it will have it like bad for a day and then they're like, oh, I'm pretty sluggish, but I think I'm all right. And man, you had it like properly bad.
Well, but I didn't get any of the like respiratory stuff or anything. I mean, that just might be because I'm vaxxed and all that too. But it's like I had the first really, really bad day. It was that Wednesday like after Christmas. That day was bad, and like I had like fever and like the best way I could describe it to is my limbs all felt like they weighed 100 pounds. Like I just like felt like held down on the bed. And then the next day, that Thursday, felt pretty good. And I was like, okay, just had the one bad day. I'll come out of it. I should be good then by, the weekend to whatever. And then that Friday, nope, back knocked down again.
Jeez.
That was the weird one. That was the weird thing that it like got better and then got worse and then got better. And now I just have these kind of little mild cold symptoms that are hanging on.
I mean, I'm glad you're okay now.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Doing okay. Living. Gonna do it. It can only get better from here. Yeah. I'm assuming.
I'd like to think so.
I mean, fuck, if not, though.
That would be wild if COVID was the start.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's either the start of just only an uphill, like everything's gonna get better, or like that's the sampler. That's setting the tone.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm trying to figure out how to. I mean, I'll just ask it straight out. Is there a lot of like meth in your general tri-state area? Would you say meth is the predominant drug?
Yeah. How do I put this politely? We love meth here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know.
I don't know how bad it still is. I know Jess says one of the new problems is heroin. We're finally joining the 80s here, I think. But
yeah, the meth thing. Okay, so the whole
is now just real quick. I'm going to ask you a counter question. This is how we're starting the year, is talking about meth. This is what we're gonna.
I feel like when I'm done telling you the story, I feel like you'll appreciate that we started with meth.
Okay.
I'm trying to put this in the best possible. Okay. So meth, as we've talked about on the podcast before, is pretty popular in my hometown. So it being popular where you are as well, I think you'll be able to relate. Okay. There was a time where my buddy was, just out there trying to find someone. You know what I mean? He was like kind of on the apps, but he was mostly going to bars. But it was just, it was a tough go of it, let's say. And I'm sure.
So he was the way you made it sound like he was out there trying to find someone specific, but he's just trying to find anyone.
He's trying to find anyone, any person that will work.
I thought maybe he was out searching for someone that he needed to track down, but he's trying to find someone.
Wouldn't that be wild if someone used the actual dating apps to like hunt down their enemy?
See, and I didn't mean dating app. I thought I thought you meant just he was literally out just trying to find like a friend or something.
That's my bad because I thought I said dating app, but maybe I never
not initially. Did. No, you just said he was just out there trying to find someone.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm like that sentence could mean a variety of things.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically he's on like the obscure ones as well. Like, did you ever do Plenty of Fish back in the day?
I think I might have tried it briefly. I think so. Yeah.
Plenty of Fish and OK Cupid were where, at least in the early 2000s, apparently, were where the freaks were.
OK Cupid's the one I did. I didn't do Plenty of Fish, but I did do OK Cupid. I did do OK Cupid.
So Plenty of Fish brought out a Craigslist level of honesty in people that the other dating apps just don't.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all that stuff like that, you have to truly choose whether or not you're going to be yourself or you're going to be a catfish, because you can only lie so much before you're like fully lying, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas with like back in the day with Craigslist, it was just like, hey, this is me. All right.
Meet me at this corner.
Inquire, inquire within, but this is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I'm expecting, And so basically, he was
also, if you have a truck, you can take this dresser.
Yeah. Make sure you take the bed when you leave.
Yeah. I want to use it one last time and then get rid of it.
Yeah. And so he was on Plenty of Fish, I believe. And he started talking to this person. And it was like, I don't even know how to describe their rapport, because the way that he described them chatting at first was almost just, it felt natural, but it seemed to have felt natural in a boring way. You ever have someone tell you something that they think is really special and you're like, that's not that great? Like in your head, you don't say it to them, but like, but they just hit it off with a bunch of heys and how you doings and all the stuff like that. And but the way he described it was like, she was so easy to talk to. But I'm like, but you're saying all you said was, what's up?
Yeah.
So it's like, I get how two things could be true. It could be she's very easy to talk to, and you're not saying much,
Right, yeah.
You're not really pouring your heart out.
And maybe that's what the ease is. Maybe she just said, what's up back? And he's just like, ooh, soulmates.
Yeah, yeah. She even used 2 question marks, just like me. And so basically they start chatting and they set up a date, like time to meet. And she's like, oh, hey, do you smoke? Right. And he's like, oh yeah, from time to time, and so they meet up, and the date is very okay. From what he's describing, like, I guess my man just doesn't need much, because even as he's describing the date, I'm like, so y'all just went to Chili's, but y'all were having the time of your lives. Like, I'm happy for him that he's happy.
I mean, have you ever had those Southwest egg rolls? They're great.
I've had them, and I don't know if it was worth a life change. Like he was like, he was so disappointed because he was like, I was having the time of my life. Like this man said the time of his life, and I was just like, bro, you gotta get out there more. Like,
yeah,
I'm not even trashing Chili's. I'm literally just saying, if you have the time of your life with someone who doesn't really seem to say much,
you just wanted to be out.
I think you just wanted to be out. I think
that just means you were happy to not be in your apartment.
I think you just needed some companionship, because you're beefing this up like it was the Titanic and it was Thursday at Chili's.
Yeah, you could have been like, man, we could have gone to Chili's and you would have had the time of your life. If
I
that's
think so. I think, because this man said the time of his life.
Dude just wanted to go to Chili's.
Yes, the time of his life. Okay, so
because even on a first date, the time of your life. I mean, even if it's like wow, I think I'm in love with this person already.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if it'd be like time of your life. I don't know. Yes, you know what I mean?
Dude,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I feel like even if all the stars aligned, looking back, maybe you can romanticize it. But in the moment, to be like, I'm having the time of my life just picking out apps with this person.
Yeah. Well, because in any first date I've ever thought of, like, even if it's fun, there's still a sense of like nerves to it. That's not the time of your life. Like,
exactly.
And like, listen, I'm thinking back to my first date with Jess. Honestly, top to bottom, great date. But also, I've done some cool shit.
Yeah.
Time of my life? Of my life.
To be fair, it's in my hometown, so it's not like...
Fair.
It's not like there's a ton going on, right?
I mean, Chili's is the place to be, it sounds like.
And so then she looks at him and she's like, hey, do you want to smoke? And he was like,
gee, where will this lead?
Oh, here? And she was like, yeah, you want to go smoke in the bathroom real quick? And he was like,
in the bathroom?
In the bathroom. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, a little adventurous. Okay, she's a little naughty. She's a little naughty, right?
Oh, no.
And so then they go to the bathroom. It's so funny too, because she was like, okay, you sneak off to the bathroom and then I'll like come join you, right? Like I'll just give it a beat and I'll come join you. Don't want to bring the suspicion on them immediately, right?
Right.
He said that when he went to the bathroom, he turned around and she was behind him. Like, it was like she didn't wait at all. And so then they're in the stall together, and she pulls out, a full pipe, right? And he noticed that the pipe was a little too dirty.
Little dirty.
Yeah. And so then he's like, oh, what? I think he was scared to ask if she smoked meth, because it feels like such an accusation. So then he just sort of...
because if she doesn't, there's no coming back from that question.
Yes.
Then you can't backpedal.
Dude, the stakes...
Do you smoke meth?
The stakes of you've pulled out a pipe. All right, you smoke weed in a pipe. You've pulled out a pipe. The pipe just looks a little like rotten. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the difference in pipe should look like, but he was saying it looked a little too dirty, right?
Yeah.
And then before the meth can come out, he wants to be like, hey, do you smoke meth? But he's like, I really didn't want to ask, because it would just kill everything. It would
ruin the time of his life.
Because if she doesn't smoke meth, to your point, there's no coming back.
No,
now,
you can't.
Now you sound like you smoke meth. You sound like you were excited it was about to be meth. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone pulls out a pipe, even at a party, if someone pulls out a one hitter and you're like, oh, do you smoke meth? You sound like you want the meth. That is what that sounds like if they don't smoke meth.
Ooh, is that meth?
And if you do smoke meth, now, once again, you've already called it. He's ruined the time of his life because now meth is about to come out. And so sure enough, meth comes out. Before he can like even fully ask, she was like, this is a big one.
This is a big one.
Because I guess she was trying to do something special for the day.
She also wants to have the time of her life.
Yes.
But she needs a little hit of something to really get there.
I think she needs a touch of help from Mr. Methy Meth. She needs a little bit of help from Nathaniel Amphetamine. Steen. And so she pops out. She goes ahead and pops out Nathaniel, and she's like, "It's a big one."
It's a big one. It's such a.
And then he goes, "Oh, okay." And he was like as she's about to like get it started, he's like, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable. I don't really do that. Like we can go back and eat or anything." And she was like, oh, okay. And she seemed a little disappointed and like maybe even a little embarrassed. Who knows? Because I imagine, you know, obviously, do you smoke? There's a lot to fill in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you know, cigarettes. I mean, and so. Basically, they stop in the moment. She's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, sorry that I." And he's like, "Oh, don't apologize. It's okay." Like he's really trying to save this date.
No,
so he's like,
I would, but I'm full.
No, don't. It's all good. It's all good. It happens. You know, this is perfectly normal. So anyway. He then gets out of the stall because he was always with his back to the door. So then he opens the door and then he said he opened the door, was walking out, thought that she was right behind him, but when he turned around, not only had she let the door close again, there was a puff of smoke coming through the. And he was like, "I've never smoked meth, but I didn't know you could do it that fast. Like, I didn't know." He's like, by the time I turned around, still in the bathroom, by the time I turned around, it was cloudy. Yeah. And so then he's walking out and she's walking out behind me. He's like, "Oh no. Like now this is a meth date because you did it."
A meth date.
Like you hit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then go.
Because that's now a different person coming out.
Exactly. So now they go and sit back down. And I don't know the specifics. I don't know how long it takes meth to meth you. Okay?
To meth with you.
Sure.
That you're gonna roll your eyes at.
Amphetamine was wild. Meth with you felt like, all right, okay, I see what you're trying to turn me into. And so
you said Nathaniel first, so I don't want to.
So they sit down.
I don't want to hear it.
And they go ahead and order. And she ordered a little more than they talked about because, you know, when you sit down with somebody and you're like, "Oh, what do you think you'll get?" And they're like, "Oh, I might get this and this or whatever." Like she went ahead and ordered like a couple things. And he's like, I don't even know if it was stream of consciousness or if she was actually ordering. Like, I don't know if she was just saying names of foods they had or if she was actually ordering. But either way, the server wrote down like 5 things, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're talking, and even as they're talking, she's like clearly different. Just eyes are a little wider. he was like trying to keep the date like normal because he really seemed to like her, I guess, or wanted to hold on to whatever infatuation he built up around her, and just was trying to talk. And the whole time she's nodding, eyes wide, like nodding hard at everything he's saying, and has grabbed a napkin and started cleaning the edge of the table. Like off to the side. So she just whacks it on and whacks it off.
And while he's telling the story, she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying 1,000 yeahs.
Oh man. And then the food comes. So they're just, I guess she's just like that.
And
for
she
a little
screams.
The food comes and she actually says, "Is this ours?" Right? She's like, "Is this?"
Oh, it's so funny.
Is this ours?
Is this?
And he's like, "Yeah, it's what we ordered." And she's like, "I ordered all this?" Like, and he was like, "Yeah." And the server's still standing there. And he's like, "Yeah." She was like, "I don't think I'd do that."
Oh.
And then him and the server just sort of look at each other and look at her. And they're both kind of like, yeah, but you did though.
You did.
Like you said nachos, chili cheeseburger. Like you were just saying all the words. Maybe you didn't mean them. Mm-hmm. Maybe you literally only meant the first thing you said, and just you kept talking at the same volume.
Yeah.
And so we all thought that's what you ordered. Once again, two things can be true at the same time. But yeah, this is all yours. And she was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll try."
I guess I'll try. And
then didn't really obviously didn't eat everything that she ordered, but was like picking at everything perfectly. Was just like a bite of this, drop a bite of this, and then still like nodding at everything at him. As
I like to imagine she's actually picking at it like a bird. I don't know why. That's just just hitting her face on everything a little bit.
And so then they're basically just sitting there. He's finished his food. She still has half the table to eat. And a very, very clean corner of the table.
Rubbing the varnish off on that one.
And so he's like, "Oh, so do you think you're done? Like, should I get the check and everything?" And she was like, yeah, I think I think I'm done. Right? Just lots of yes, just like you said. Right?
Yeah. How much copper do you think is in this place?
But my favorite detail, my favorite part is that at the end he's like, "Oh, okay, so," and he's given up now. Like he really does know that this is over. There's no salvaging this,
Oh, what? He didn't want a second date with the lady who did the meth in the Chili's bathroom?
That tried to do it in the bathroom with him, and then when he declined was like, "What? I'm not going to waste it."
Yeah. I can't believe he's not going to give her another chance, and he's pulling the ripcord on this.
And so at the end, he's like, "So you want me to give you a ride home or anything?" She looked him dead in his face. Was like, No, I think I'll run."
I was just going to say, because she said no, and then turned around and sprinted down the road. But literally, no, I'm going to run.
And so they walked out together. He went to his truck. And then she was like, "Okay, this was fun. Bye." And then just took off. And it was like, I was really worried because she wasn't running back in the direction that I picked her up.
Oh.
Yeah, she was just going for a run, I think.
She had to run by the meth store. Get some more.
She had to run back to her dealer and be like, "Can you believe it? Can you believe that he would say that he smoked and then he wouldn't smoke with me, and then when I smoked he got all weird and then he tried to make me eat a bunch of food, and so I just left." I could easily see that being her version of the story.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Now, what would you do? Let's put yourself in his shoes. It doesn't have to necessarily be Chili's, but like you are having the time of your life. This date is going so well. You are just like, wow, she's amazing. You're smitten.
Yeah.
And then she busts out some meth. What does a Josh Johnson do in this scenario?
So I'm very worried that I wouldn't recognize it immediately. I think I'm worried because he smokes enough that he just knew that the differences in pipes and the difference. You know what I mean?
But you'd know once a rock comes into play that you.
I think I'd have a hard time, and I know this shouldn't matter, but I do think I'd have a hard time distinguishing the meth from crack. All right.
But does that matter?
It does kind of matter. It does change the game a little bit for me.
So if it was crack, you'd stay on the date.
I'm not saying I'd stay, but I think I'd be less concerned because I feel like...
Really?
I feel like crack and meth are on very different levels.
I mean, they are in ways, but I think they're both on the leave this date level.
Yeah. I'm not saying I wouldn't leave.
Okay.
I'm just saying I would be less concerned.
Okay, so let's explore both options then.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, a rock comes into play. Mm-hmm. She looks at you and goes, "This is meth." Mm-hmm. Now, what is your reaction?
I think I pop that lock on the stall. I walk out, and I think I announce to the kitchen floor, someone is smoking meth in the bathroom.
Oh, you'd narc on her.
And then I walk out. Just because narking on her will slow her down long enough for me to get out.
Oh, because she's probably gonna come after you.
She gonna be fast. She gonna be strong.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So really ending the date. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now instead, the rock comes into play, and she goes, "Would you also like some crack?" Now, how do you handle this?
I pop the lock on the stall.
Okay.
I back out of the bathroom, and then I walk up to my server and say, "Can you please cancel my order?"
Okay.
I'm terribly ill. And then I leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no narking on the crack.
I don't know if you need to.
Elaborate.
I just feel like I feel like crack gives people endurance, whereas meth gives people strength.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm more scared when someone... So here's the thing. In Louisiana and in Chicago, I've been like pressed by a clear crackhead before.
Oh, for sure.
And the way that you get pressed by a crackhead is just like, all right, if this person can beat me at all, it's going to be because they outlast me. Right?
Okay.
So I'm all I need to do now is make sure that all of my hooks are tight, all of my guard is up. You know, that I have my footwork at play. I'm able to get away from them, right? With meth, because methamphetamine is actually so broad, right?
True.
I don't know what exactly they're on. Is there a little angel dust in there? Can they feel their fingernails? Or do they just not have any recollection of having like ligaments so they're going to be able to lift a car? Like there's a level of like fight that if somebody that wants to get at you and they're on meth has, you're not getting away. They're getting to you.
Yeah. Yeah, meth makes you go a little Super Saiyan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's my thing now that I honestly have where I'm like, all right, this thing is a clear and present danger if they turn on me. This other thing is only a danger if they really know what they're doing, but they're probably going to be sloppy about it. So I'm not in that much trouble.
So now, have you had to fight someone in Chicago who was on crack?
I just had to push them away, but I didn't have to. We weren't fighting. But I was, so this was back when I worked at the grocery store that shall not be named, not the good one. right?
Yeah, shall not be named unless you go back enough episodes and hear us name it a lot.
But
for some reason now we don't name it. Now it's Voldemort for some reason. But
I was walking home from the California street location. And so I don't know if you remember where I lived, but in Rogers Park, I basically needed 2 buses to get home. Now, I'm still fairly new to Chicago when this happened, so I'm relying on my phone a lot to pick the right bus and know the route and all that stuff, because luckily Chicago's on a grid, right? But my phone dies maybe 10 minutes into the walk home, because it's either going to be a 34-minute walk home or 2 buses. And since I knew my phone was about to die, I was like, the other bus takes me slightly out of the way, so let me just try to walk home as straight as I can, so that way when my phone dies, I can just already be on the right path a couple streets off and everything.
Right.
And because also the buses from that location weren't reliable, so I was like, my phone may very well die waiting for the bus. And I would just, I don't know, I'd hate it. So let me just walk home now, right? Get a head start. And so I start walking, and you know how I think it's called like Little India, but there's that area of maybe it's still Rogers Park, but it's on the way of that California street where
unlike Devon there, that whole area. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Little India, that so that West Ridge area.
And so we can imagine like that Devon area. It's actually, I like it a lot. It's really nice. It's
great
because it's
rough to drive through.
It's rough to drive through, and because it's so neighborhoody, a lot of it will close by like 10. So
a lot of the stuff closes, and everyone is just crosswalks are a mere suggestion.
Yeah, and so imagine walking / running through it at 11, where everything is closed. So anyone out at night at this moment is out to do other business.
Yes,
it's the most polite way I can put it, but it's like none of the storefronts are open.
Yeah,
and so
if you're out, you're not shopping on the legal markets.
Yeah,
we'll say.
Yeah, and so I'm running through it, and I start running because my phone is at truly 1%. And I don't know why Apple does this, but it really does keep the phone on 1% for 10% of the time. So let's say you're at 10%, it'll go 10, 9, 8, 7 in like 3 minutes, but it'll be on 1% for like 20 minutes.
The next day.
Yeah. And so,
because that's like cars do that too, where it's like you'll hit E, but really it's just to let you know you're empty, but then you've got like 10 more miles on a lot of cars.
Yeah.
But then it just gives you that moment of being like, you're just waiting now.
And so I started running because I was like, I don't want to be out here with a dead phone, and I'm still new to the city, and like,
right. Yeah.
I don't really know where I am and everything. And so then,
don't worry, eventually he would never figure out where he was anyway.
And so then I'm at a crosswalk, trying to make there's a fork in the road. It's actually as you start to get near your place, really, where maybe west of you, there's a fork in the road that is like, it's pretty, I would say it's like not that substantial, but what ends up happening is like, if depending on which one you pick will depend on if you're a mile off or not eventually.
Oh, like when you get to like the corner of like Devon and Clark and stuff. There's
exactly,
where like Ashland branches off from Clark, and like that goes at an angle. People love our very specific Chicago references, so that corner.
Yeah, that corner. I'm at a crossroads at that corner.
Used to be by the Deluxe Diner.
Because now my phone is dead, and I'm almost home, and I don't know it fully, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy tries to approach me. And this is actually a horrible corner for me. Every time I've been on this corner, something bad has happened. I could do a whole episode about this corner. It's like, remember I told you about that guy that tried to, I mean, I'll tell you in another episode, but there was a guy that tried to get me to drink his water bottle.
No.
He was adamant. It was at that same corner. And he's
Really?
like, no, drink it. And I was just like, bro, this is the worst way. You're like trying to roofie a person with the most energy I've ever seen right now. Like,
Yeah.
It's water.
You got to be sneakier, bro.
Dude, and he kept, I was scared he was going to try to splash me with it. He kept putting it to my mouth.
Oh, my God.
And trying to grab me and make me drink it. And I was like, dude, get away from me. And this guy was just, he was not having it. He was like, drink this. I was like, jeez. And so anyway, for this purpose, there was a crackhead. And
For this purpose.
yeah, because I don't want to mix people up too much. I was referencing a story I'll tell more about later, but I'm still on the crackhead story. And basically, this crackhead was like noticing, just sniffed me out like a truffle pig, just knew I was lost. He really did. He was like, fear? Ooh. Well, I could handle a little fear.
Yeah, fear goes down easy. Let's do it.
Yeah. And so then I'm like kind of panicking because I recognize some of the streets a little bit, but I know if I take the wrong turn, it's going to take me another 20 minutes to get home or whatever. Because there's not only is my phone dead, so I can't order an Uber, but I don't have Uber money back then, you know?
Right.
And,
well, Uber was still pretty new at that point too.
Yeah, it was still pretty fresh.
So you're like brand new to Chicago then?
I think I had only had this job for 2 weeks. So yeah,
wow, okay.
I was like very, very new.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And I think I had also never, as dumb as it may sound, make fun of me if you want, I don't think I'd ever come home from this angle. So I truly didn't have any sights to recognize. Like,
I know what you mean, but calling it angle.
Like if you always take a left when you leave your house, and then you know exactly how to get home from everywhere left of your house, and then one day you just end up on the right.
Yeah,
and you're like, I've never even seen this street before. And I know I'm so close to home, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so this crackhead sees me, and he's just like, okay. This crackhead saw me, and it really came at me like you would come at a stray dog. He was like, hey, buddy.
And his hand out for you to sniff. Little guy,
like, hey,
you lost?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Like, he really...
Oh, hey, buddy, from the shadows is never good.
And he's coming at me like I'm literally a puppy that's going to run away if he gets too close. Because even his steps are a little too delicate. Like,
oh, that's some real like Pennywise energy.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Hey, bud, we all float down here.
And he's also as a crackhead, he doesn't look good. So it's that much scarier.
Right.
It's like it would be scary if any person at night was like, hey, buddy, you lost? Are you lost? It's like that's already unsettling. But just imagine they had a little.
And for the audience who can't, I'm looking into your eyes in this Zoom call. That was very unsettling. The calmer version you did was much worse.
And like I can't even. Okay, I'm trying to describe how he looked in a way that sounds rational, but he just did not. It's gonna make me sound crazy to describe how he looked because he truly didn't. He looked like he had half blown up because half of his hair was sticking up and to a side, and that same side of body, right? So his whole right side had kind of a suit on. And the rest was just shirt.
Okay.
Does this make sense what I'm saying? It like he almost looked like Two-Face from Batman, except Two-Face is wearing a different colored suit on either side. This dude had like a suit in tatters that was hanging off of his right side. Okay. His left side was just the shirt.
Gotcha.
So his left side was way more messed up than his right side.
Okay.
But his
Gotcha.
right side from the neck up looked like the side that the bomb went off on. Because it's like his hair
Okay.
was over here, like Einstein-ish on the right
Gotcha.
side. And the left side of hair was like pretty normal. And then
Okay.
the right side had like a suit and the left side just had shirt.
Remember how when we were kids they had action figures that was like Battle Ravage Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was like had holes in the outfit. So this Battle Ravage crackhead.
Yes, it is, because it looked like the best way I can describe it truly is that it looked like he had freshly been hit by a car.
Oh God.
like he was clearly not okay. And so he starts like inching towards me. He's like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, are you lost? How you doing?"
Did he say, "Are you lost"?
He said, "Are you lost?" Because he saw me.
Oh, God.
He saw me run to that corner, but then look around.
Oh God.
Because I was just trying to get as far as I could on foot while my phone was still alive, but then it died. You know.
And he's like, "I'll help you get home if you answer these riddles."
and he was like, I've never, except in New York, had someone try to rob me, but in such a, clearly they haven't been robbing long.
Right.
And so he was like, he basically was like, "I'll give you directions home if you just like tell me where you live and a little bit of money." Like he worded it as poorly as you can word it for someone trying to rob me. Like his offer was terrible. He was like, "Just tell me where you live and give me some money and I'll get you home." It was like that. It was like that. It was horrible. And so then I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good." And he's like, "You're not good."
Oh God.
Yeah. Dude, this is really scary. He was like, "You're not good." And I was like, "No, man, I'm all right. Like, I'm gonna get home and everything." And like, I think I even tried to make up some lie about meeting some people or something. And
Right.
it was like, truly, this is like really scary because
I'm meeting up with my very strong girlfriend.
yeah, I'm gonna meet up with
Leave me alone, sir.
with my real strong girlfriend and her whole rugby team. So you better watch out. Like it was, dude. I was like saying all types of stuff. I don't even know what. I'm probably sound just as crazy as him because I was trying to say stuff to scare him off because he keeps getting closer to me. I forgot to mention that he keeps getting closer with everything he says.
Oh God. And are you still just on this corner, or are you?
I'm waiting for the light to change.
Oh, okay.
This is all
Gotcha.
happening
Okay.
like actually pretty quickly.
Right.
And so he's getting closer, and he's like, "You're not good. You need help. Let me help you." And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm all right and everything. Like, I'm gonna meet some people and stuff, and like, I'm not even trying to get home. I like specifically in case he followed me. I was like, I'm not even trying to get home, right? Because I didn't know how much energy this dude had, or if he was gonna try to fight me and I'd run and he'd chase me or whatever. And then this dude was like,
Right.
this is where I knew we were gonna have to swing, because like this dude literally said to me, I'm like, I'm trying to do it without laughing so you can actually see how scary it was. But it's so scary it is actually pretty funny. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm not even trying to get home. I'm just trying to meet up with my friends." And then he said, like, he must have been a crackhead psychic, because then he was like, "No one's coming."
Oh God.
And to say that to me on the street at night, and technically we're in public.
Yeah.
Very technically we're in public.
Yes.
And so to tell me no one's coming, like we're in my own basement,
Yeah.
is so crazy. And so he got closer to me, and like now I'm backing up because I still have a whole, like I technically could have crossed the street the other direction and then tried to walk and everything, but I was just trying to deal with it as best as I knew how, and it was all happening kind of fast, like while the light was changing. And so then he gets a little bit closer to me, and I was like, "Hey, bro, back up!" Like, why do you keep
Yeah.
coming towards me and everything? And he was like, I'm trying to help you. I was like, well, I don't need your help. And then he got a little closer, and I was like, dude, back off. And then he pushed me, and like,
Oh, shit.
he didn't push me to push me into traffic, but I definitely could have fell in traffic. Like, luckily there was no
Right.
traffic, because it's like we're at the street corner, you know. So by
Yeah,
pushing me,
yeah.
you're pushing me in the street, you know.
Yeah.
And then he got a little closer, and I just pushed him back and like just started yelling. Like it just all came out. I was like, "Oh, fuck off, get out of my face!" Like all this stuff like that. And he finally like backed up a little bit, and I just crossed the street. And I tried to not look back, because then that's like
Right.
looking back is a sign of like, I really hope you don't follow me.
Right. Yeah.
And so then I waited till like I waited for a street and a half to look back, but I can't see that far. So then I was like, I don't think he behind me, but I can't tell.
If only I had glasses.
So when I looked back at that street corner, I couldn't really see him. And so I was like, all right, maybe he like turned the corner and walked his own way or something. But I was like, yeah, I was terrified. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's also, you know, in that area, because that guy handling it that way, the guy just trying to give you water. Everyone I've encountered that has a weird thing, like in that area, no one was smooth about it.
Yeah. Never.
You know what I mean?
Never.
Never smooth. It was always a convoluted way to try to rob you or proposition you or something, where a lot of times you're like, wait, what? No, okay, no, bye.
Yeah. Like everybody on that corner is
No one
bad
just pulled
at
a
it.
gun in that area. No one just had a weapon.
Well, no one also like even for solicitation.
I was just gonna say, I remember a story where I was walking in that area, and this lady was on the street, and she looked like the best way I can describe her is she looks like a small town Midwestern mom. Like she's just wearing like kind of, you know, sensible pants and like a you know, a blouse, you know, like, and she's got like a big, you know, handbag. And I walk by and she's like, says something to me, and I was like, oh, I leaned in. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, you looking for a date? And I was like, oh no, I wasn't. I thought you were just a lady that was like lost. And I was like, no, sorry.
Even the solicitation would be like hilariously bad, to the point where you're literally like, are you would you like to buy a bag of sex?
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's
they
the
were that
level
bad in that area.
That's the level that you, because when people were trying to solicit you, you wouldn't even know what they were saying at all.
Yeah.
Not just in volume like in yours, in like the actual description of
Yes.
like there was a guy that approached me one time, and he like, some people blink a lot, it's whatever, but it just felt like he was so cagey about it. Like, you know how when you ask someone out and they say no, and you're like, I didn't want to go out with you anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's the vibe that he had. So that he approaches me, and then he was like, hey, you want to get out of here or something? You want to like hang out for a little bit? I was like, oh no, I'm good. And he turned on me. He was like, well, you go to hell, all right? I should pay you to blow me, okay? I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah, my buddy Caleb was a target for a lot of interactions like that, like because he lived right next to Pressure, like he lived in that area, and it's like 3 doors down. We'd go from one to the other, and in that you'd have some drunk guy who's just like, oh hey, but like, are you like, where are you going? And he's like, home. He's like, cool, like, but what if you didn't? And it's like, cool, but I am though.
What if you didn't? What if I killed you?
It's like, yeah, but like, are you guys like gonna go like party somewhere? It's like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Let's hang out here. No.
That also happened to me in New York. There was a guy who was like clearly off on the train, and he just walks up and starts talking to me, because I give off that vibe. And so we're not even chatting so much. At first, I think I'm having a new conversation with a stranger, and then I realize he's too dialed in, and he's like telling me all this stuff about like some drama that happened at what I can only assume is like halfway house from the way he described it, and then he gets on the train next to me, which I'm like, oh no, like this is rough. And he's like, so where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm going to do a comedy show and blah blah blah. And he was like, well, I would love to come to that comedy show with you. I was like, oh no, but it was a free show, so it was like there's no stopping him. There wasn't even a cover at the door that could have blocked him. And then 3 stops later, the cops got on the train and they were like, walked up to him and they were like, get off the train. And for a split second, I thought they might have been talking to both of us. So I'm already like, And then he said something. He was like, what'd I do? And the cop pulled out some pepper spray and just held it to his side and was like, get off the train. And so then he goes with them. And apparently, I don't know, I guess they had been looking for him, or I don't know what it was, because he was acting erratic when he walked up to me on the platform.
Right. So, okay. So maybe they just called ahead. Or it'd be great if they like held up a note. They're like, we found your calling card.
Yeah.
And he's like, you followed the clues. I remember in that area too in Chicago. I can't remember if I've told this story on the podcast before, but this one, I still don't know what this guy wanted, what the goal was, or what his plan was. Because it was me and a couple friends. We were leaving a Mexican place. We were leaving with some tacos and stuff. And this guy just appeared out of nowhere. And this is during the day, too. This isn't even at night. He just somehow appeared, and he walks up. And this is his exact voice. This is going to sound like I'm doing a cartoonish voice, but he sounded like a Muppet. Because he just walks out and he goes, oh, hey, do you guys have cigarettes? And we said no. And he goes, oh, want one of mine? Just looking down at your phone. Cool. It's fun to tell stories when you just...
No, I'm sorry.
Nope, it's okay.
It just seemed,
that one out. It's fine.
It just seemed like Mario.
That's what I'm saying. He sounded like a cartoon.
And that's what I was trying to pull up in time. And then you called me out. Because I didn't have the timing. But I was like, oh, he sounds like Mario.
And this great sight gag is Josh holding up a picture of Mario Lopez. And he held it up to the Zoom camera, so that's not even going to be in the video.
Well, you said you were going to cut it, so I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. You see why I shouldn't do puns?
Puns? You shouldn't Google while I'm talking to you.
No, fair enough. But I really thought I had something that was going to get you.
You thought that was going to really bring down the house?
With you, I was like, oh, this is silly. Maybe he'll like.
Please make it loud for Josh Jeffrey!
When I was a kid, our class had a bully, and I'm just gonna call him John, right? And John, he bullied everybody in like a very run-of-the-mill way. Like this was very standard bullying, like slap the books out your hand. What's that? It was blow, right? And I think one of the reasons we let him get away with it wasn't just because he was a little bit bigger than all of us, but his voice changed first. And it changed so young, we didn't know what to do with that. Like, we didn't know that was coming for the rest of us. So then John would just walk up like, give me your homework. And I'd be like, that sounds like the devil. So, because I'm not equipped with holy water today, you gonna get this math homework. And there was another kid in our class, Reeve. And Reeve... I'm not going to say he didn't have any friends, but Reeve had friends for like 20 minutes at a time because Reeve was one of the singular most annoying people I'd ever met in my entire life. It was almost to the level of a skill or a talent. It was absolutely insane. As an example, right? Reeve loved anime. And that's fine. I love anime too. But Reeve loved anime in a way that I didn't love anime because I at least know anime not real. Reeve loved anime to the point where he was letting it affect how he runs. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he could never do anything regular. He had to do it anime every time. He could never just turn around. He had to be like, you ask Reeve a question, he doesn't know the answer. He can't just think about it. He has to go, It's like, as a fellow anime lover, I'm like, dog, chill. You making us look bad. Stop. Please. Oh, it was insane. And one day, we were at lunch, and Reeve was trying to make his carton of milk explode, right? You know, with his powers. And so he holding his hand over the carton of milk, not touching it, holding it over. Nothing happening because it's not real. He finally gets so tired of waiting for the powers to activate that he grabbed the milk, squeeze it, drop it, and go, I did it. I did it. Y'all just didn't see it when I did it. But yeah, I did it. Ooh, I got it. Now, when he picked it up and he crushed it, milk went everywhere. And a lot of milk just spurted out and landed all over John. And John stood up, turned around, walked up to Reeve, towering over him, and was like, you got milk on me. We gonna fight later. And never before in my young life had I been so excited for violence. Because as word spread, people were taking sides. They were like, no, John gonna kill Reeve. And we're like, no, Reeve weird. I bet you he gonna scratch him to death. Like, he has that X factor. We might be able to get rid of both of them at the same time. And so after school, we gathered around in a little circle in front of the two of them. They're about to fight, right? And John is like lumbering back and forth. And we knew John was strong, but he also, he moved slow. And he was moving slow pre-fight. He was just stalking back and forth like Mike Tyson in the early 90s, just like ready to do something terrible, right? And then on the other side of this imagined ring, Reeve is using his pre-fight time to power up. I've watched a lot of anime, and I've never seen what this child did next. Because to power up, the first thing he did was let his knees buckle. What is this? What power are you drawing from the earth right here like this? This doesn't make any sense at all. He over here, knees buckle, arms out. This is not how you power up in any anime. This is how you fall down the stairs if you a slinky. All right? And this boy here, like this, doing the power up yell. Oh! And then the fight starts, and the fight starts with Reeve attacking John, right? Coming right at him, but he coming at him in the power-up stance. So he over, And admittedly, John didn't know what to do. He really was like, And so they start fighting, and kind of what we thought was gonna happen happens. John is big, he's strong, but he telegraphs all his punches, and he's slow. Boom, but he's missing, right? And Reeves attacks. Reeves' attacks have a lot of energy to him. That's not really going anywhere. Like, instead of punching, he over here, yeah! And so he's fast enough getting out of John's way, but not doing any damage. And so John over here punching air, and Reeve over here throwing air. So it's not really a fight. But I really was gathered around all those people, shoulder to shoulder, watching two of them go at it like fight, 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 fight. First time in my life. Fight, 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 fight. So when I think about Elon and Trump, right? It's like it's like one of the most insane bouts I've ever watched take place in my life. In case you haven't heard, Elon and Trump are fighting. And it's like Christmas came early and twice. Like, the only person calling for peace is Kanye West. That's crazy. It's crazy. And we knew that this thing was bound to happen, you know? Because you have to think of who Elon is as a person and who Trump is as a person, right? And it's wild because one, richest man in the world, one, most powerful man in the world and everything, but they had a shaky alliance from the start because I don't think we gave Trump in the moment enough credit for how nice he was being to Elon. He was very nice to Elon. You know? Because Elon, weird. Like, Elon weird, and Trump didn't say anything about it the entire time, acting like he didn't see it. Like, that's not who he is as a person. Trump is a natural bully. Like, that's what he does, you know? And he was very nice to Elon by omission. I'm not just talking about what he said, because Trump is always using superlatives if he likes you. If he likes you, you're the best, smartest, most amazing that's ever done it, right? That's how he speaks. But he was nice to Elon by what he didn't say. No? Because you got to remember, Donald Trump is the same man who roasted the supreme leader of North Korea to his face. I don't know if y'all remember, it was like 2018 or something, and Kim Jong-un and him met up to have dinner and like talks and stuff like that, and there was a photographer there taking pictures of both of them before they sat down for the dinner, and Trump turned to the photographer and was like, "You making us all look nice and handsome and thin?" A lot of people think Kim Jong-un doesn't speak or understand English. He understands English. He consumes a lot of American media. And Kim Jong-un was even standing there like, did he? He know I kill people, right? Like, that same guy was very nice to Elon. And he was nice to Elon by omission because Elon jumped in front of Trump. You saw the jump. The world saw the jumps. Trump invited Elon on stage, and Elon walked on stage like, this man showed bottom belly in front of Donald Trump. This grown man showed full belly button, broad daylight in front of Donald Trump, and Trump said nothing. Acted like he didn't see it. Just let that dude start talking right after. That was wild. You know, Elon jumped because he was excited. And he was excited because what was about to happen had never happened before. Never before, right? Obviously, Elon, richest man in the world, and as long as there's been money infused in politics, the wealthy have had a ton of influence. That's nothing new. What was about to happen was unprecedented. This rich man was about to actually get to go in the government himself. No back channels, no liaisons. He was going to go in the government himself. He was going to end every investigation into him and his companies. He was going to fire everyone investigating. He was very excited. And I guess he was more excited than any president we've ever had, because all of our presidents have kept their feet on the ground the entire time. There's no old footage of Kennedy like, it doesn't exist. There's no portrait of Thomas Jefferson like, no, get the one where he was getting air. That was... This man jumped in front of Donald Trump. Trump said nothing. Elon laughed in front of Trump. As someone who has traveled the world and continues to travel the world making people laugh, I've heard all types of laughs. And believe me when I tell you, Elon laughed like he throwing up. Watch any interview Elon does where he makes a joke, because only he will get it, and then he starts laughing, and he's just sitting there like, you know, it's because it's comedy. It's you know, it's funny with jokes. This man laughed in front of Donald Trump. Trump said nothing. Elon danced in front of Donald Trump. Elon danced like... Elon danced like he gotta look at each body part first to give it permission to move. Like, it is truest that he'll be there. In front of Donald Trump. And Trump didn't say a word. That's like sitting Eminem down in front of a yacht going 40 knots, holding 30 thoughts who are each holding bulbs that are 20 watts, and he can't rap about it at all. That's his whole thing. It's wild that he's not saying anything. He is being very nice to Elon. And I knew it wasn't gonna hold. Everybody knew it was gonna fall apart. We didn't know when, but we knew it was a short-lived alliance. And it was short-lived, in my opinion, for two reasons. All right? The first one is that you cannot ever watch someone treat everyone terribly and think that that doesn't mean they'll do the same thing to you under the right conditions. You know what I mean? And I should be clear here. I'm not talking about someone who has a bad day, someone who's in a bad way at the moment. We're all human. People have bad days. I'm talking about someone who, by and large, treats people terribly, but is nice to you. It's only for right now. As soon as you're in the position the other people are in, they'll treat you the same way. And if you don't think so, you're a fool. And both of them both of them, without exception, think that they are the exception. Oh no, I've seen him scream at everybody and, treat them like trash. It won't happen to me though. All right? One has the most money in the world. One has the most power in the world. But neither one of them have respect for anybody. And the three things that men like them seek, and I think that they seek them because maybe they're the only things that they care about, or maybe they truly believe that if they get these three or enough of them, everything else will fall into place. But men like these men are obsessed with money, power, and respect. You can't have all the money in the world, you can have all the power in the world, but a lot of people conflate fear with respect. And they're not the same thing. You can be afraid of what someone could do to you with all of their money. It doesn't mean you respect them. You can be afraid of what someone can do to you with all of their power. It doesn't mean that you respect them. And you know it because as soon as the money is gone, the respect is gone. As soon as the power is gone, the respect is gone. And there are plenty of people. There are plenty of people I've known growing up in my life, men that I looked up to who did not have any money. And they didn't have any more power than enough to control themselves, but I respected them because of how they treated people, how they carried themselves. And respect is the one thing, one of many, that can't be bought and it can't be forced. And neither one of them really get that. And they don't respect anyone. So eventually this was going to come to a head. And I knew it was starting because Elon truly believes, he's even said so, that he bought Trump that election. He spent $250 to $280 million in the election. He believes, look, you lost the last one, you won this one. I'm the difference. I'm the deciding factor. I got you that election. And you're not going to convince a man like Donald Trump that you got him anything. He's like, that's my base. Those are my voters. They like me. They don't like you. You didn't get me anything. I'll gladly take your money, but you didn't get me the election. I got it myself. That was always going to be a sticking point. And so then Elon took that belief and he took it to a local race in Wisconsin, right? And he was even doing like little $1 million raffles if you vote for the person who wants you to vote for. It was very confusing how it worked. Like I didn't get it at all. And he even went to Wisconsin, was stumping for this person, was there in Wisconsin. And then the candidate that he backed lost by double digits. And it's because people see how much money he has. He's the richest man in the world, but they don't like or respect him. He hurt that candidate by being there and by doing those raffles. It would be like if someone came to you, and let's say in this scenario, you're working and you're doing all right, you're getting by, and maybe sometimes it's paycheck to paycheck, things get rough, right? But someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, you just won the lottery. And you're like, what? I didn't even enter. Don't worry, we got you. What? How much did I win? $1 billion. Going from paycheck to paycheck to $1 billion. That's crazy. And you're like, there's got to be a catch. I didn't enter any lottery. What do I have to do? And they're like, that's simple. You just have to hang out with Elon for the rest of your life. And at least based on what those people did in Wisconsin, they were like, you know what? Actually, my job at McDonald's is perfect. I really like being customer facing. I like the rapport I have with my coworkers. Just keep that money and him away from me, please. Because he could not buy the race, because as much money, don't get me wrong, $1 million, ton of money. That's a ton of money. And people have done way worse for less, but at a certain point, people reach their breaking point. And they're like, no, I have enough respect for myself, I have enough respect for my community, for my state, to not just vote this way, just for some money from a guy who I know is a bad actor, And once that happened, I knew it was probably up for Elon. Because he lost that race. He hurt that candidate by going there. And if there's one thing Donald Trump hates, is a loser. And you could see some of the shine wearing off of Elon. Because initially, when the administration started, they protected Elon heavy. anybody said anything about him, anybody did anything, they were on it like that immediately. But then Elon started getting on people's nerves. Initially, when they won, somebody would ask a question, they'd shut it down to the media. Elon is a patriot. He's helping clear this government of waste, fraud, and abuse. You leave Elon alone. And then people started to rebel against Elon specifically through Tesla. Tesla's stock started plummeting. People stopped buying Teslas. And then people started vandalizing Teslas. They started blowing up Teslas. And then Pam Bondi came on the news and was like, if you vandalize a Tesla, we will find you. We will prosecute you. They were helping Elon a lot. Trump even turned the front of the White House into like a dealership for a day. And he had Elon there, right? They were doing their best to help Elon. But then, as you saw the months go by, they started mentioning him less. You started seeing them together less. You could tell this thing was waning. And then, how I know that they had stopped protecting him, his 130 days was up as the Doge, like, daddy or whatever. Like, I don't know what this job is. Like, depending on who you ask on what day, he's like an advisor, but he's the leader, but he's not involved. It's like, it's all very weird, but he can only do it for 130 days because as America, we only have like 3 laws left, and one of them is that you can't be in a made-up position for more than 130 days. And so it was like time. And so it was time for him to go, right? And it being time for him to go, he asked Trump if he could stay. And Trump was like, dang, man. No, we only have so many, like, bathrooms in here. Like, it wouldn't work, you know? I imagine Trump had the reaction that you would have if the worst person you know asked if they could live with you for a little while. Just like, oh, dang, my place just flooded just now. That's right when you asked me too. That's crazy. I know we're not there, but I can feel with my bed underwater. Like, it's just a thing I have. So you should probably find somewhere for both of us to stay, because I need somewhere to stay too. Find a place for both of us to stay and you just stay there. That would be great. And so Elon, shows up for his last day at work, and the president is in the Oval Office with him, honoring him, giving him a key to nowhere. And one of the ways I knew they had stopped protecting Elon is because there were like 2 publications that came out, one the day before he left Doge, one the day of, and both those publications, from like high caliber written journalism, basically said, headline contents were basically, did y'all know he was a crackhead? Like, he'd been a crackhead. That's crazy. Elon a full crackhead. I had no idea. They were listing the drugs he was doing. They're like, he does cocaine, he does mushrooms, some hallucinogens and everything, ketamine. Horses can't keep up with Elon. Like, he really out here a full crackhead. That's wild. And then, to prove the doubters, the detractors, what Elon would call the full-blown liars wrong, he showed up to the Oval Office for his last day of work, higher than his rockets go. This man was in the Oval Office standing next to the President of the United States, tweaking. This man was over here hitting he looked like he arguing 5 minutes into the future. It was wild to watch. This man over... could not stop moving. At one point, the only, you have to watch the video, but the only way I could describe it is he felt like a slow Michael Jackson, right? He was just over here insane. This man next to the president cracking out, and Trump said nothing. And then he left, you know. He left, and I'll admit to you right now, I thought it was like a PR stunt. I really did. I thought that he was leaving, and then he'd just keep running Doge in the background, and this would take some of the heat off of him. Now you wouldn't think of him so directly. People wouldn't attack his businesses so hard, because in the time that he entered politics to present, he's lost somewhere around like $100 billion or something like that. And it's all like a valuation thing. It goes up and down, but you could see that at least the boards of the businesses that he was on are genuinely worried, even if he doesn't care. So I thought he was gonna leave politics for a little while, keep working in the shadows. Maybe the stock would go up a little bit, but nothing would really change. And it turns out that was not the case. He had really been getting on people's nerves. Like hard. And you saw it with Trump. They used to always, be talking about Elon, mention him, to not mentioning him at all. And then the people that Elon had to deal with, it wasn't really Trump as much as the actual cabinet, and they couldn't stand that dude. They hated that dude so much. And so he's really out. And you hear reports, now this stuff is all hearsay, I don't know if any of it is true, but apparently he was having shouting matches with Marco Rubio all the time. All of these cabinet people that Trump got in, Elon has had a spat with most of them, right? Scott Bessent, apparently him and Elon almost got in an actual fight. Scott Bessent doesn't look like he can fight. If you... If you don't know what Scott Bessent look or sound like, just imagine if like printer paper came to life. Like and Elon was truly out. He was out, and one thing really stuck out to me. It was the fact that Elon and Trump share a sort of lived experience where they're not used to hearing no and it's sticking. No is usually an inconvenience to a yes for them. They usually get their way. And so for Elon to be told no, and then he was actually sidelined, and then things that he wanted to happen weren't happening. He wanted some dude that he recommended to be the head of NASA. Trump said no. And then there were things that Elon didn't like because he felt like apparently they were undercutting all his work, like Trump's big, beautiful bill it's named the Big Beautiful Bill because imagination. And Elon has hated that thing, I guess, for a while. Just the idea of it. It's almost universally despised. Democrats obviously hate it, and Republicans also hate it, but for different reasons. They don't care that it's like gutting, programs and whole agencies, and that we're all gonna die. They don't like it because it raises the deficit anywhere from $3 to $5 trillion, right? And so it takes about 4 or 5 days. And then Elon tweets. He's like, I can't stand it anymore. I cannot stand it anymore. This bill is a disgusting abomination. And everybody in the House that voted for it, you did wrong. Right? And Trump said nothing. I was like, did he find God or something? Like what is happening? This is not the dude we know. He attacks those who attack him. And he's finally asked about it. He's asked about it in a press conference, and they tell him exactly what Elon said. He's like, I'm really disappointed with Elon, he knew the bill. He knew it better than some of the people that voted on it. You know, he knew this bill, and he knew it was going to be cutting, his electric vehicle credits like that. Maybe that's what he's upset about. I have no idea. But in case you don't remember, I was very nice to him. That dude showed up with a black eye. I didn't say anything. Because he did. Elon showed up for his last day of work, high and with a black eye that Trump just fully let go. He didn't point at it, didn't motion to it, nothing. Was very chill about the black eye. And then, in the Oval Office, these are some of, not all, but some of the top journalists in America. Obviously, they have questions for Elon of what his plans are. Now that he's leaving Doge, he's going to spend all his time on his companies. They have plans to ask Trump questions about what he's going to do with Doge now that Elon is gone. What's the future of it, right? But these top journalists, the first question that I at least saw them ask was, what's wrong with your eye? Like, that's... Nobody gonna say nothing? Like, his eye. And then Elon was like, "Oh, it's actually like a funny story. I asked my 5-year-old, my 5-year-old little ex. I told him to punch me with Ralph Hussein. I told him to punch me, and he punched me. I got a black eye. It was actually, he's strong for a 5-year-old. It's kind of funny." Elon said he had a black eye because his 5-year-old punched him. That's a crackhead story if I ever heard one. That is a full crackhead lie. You must have the most synthetic skin known to man if this 5-year-old is out here dodging and giving black eyes. No. And so Trump was like, look. Maybe we'll go on to have a great relationship. Maybe we won't, because that's the thing. People come in here with us. They like being here. And then when it's time to go, they either embrace it or they lose their minds. You can tell who broke up with who by how people move after a breakup. You know what I mean? Because while Trump is talking, Elon is tweeting. He's tweeting, and it's a lot. This dude goes all the way back to Trump's old tweets from like 2013, 2015, where he's like, I can't believe what they're doing with the spending bill. This is such irresponsible spending. If you have this much of a deficit, you won't have a country. And he's going back and showing all these old tweets, and he's quote tweeting them like wise words. Once again, you can tell who broke up with who, because for you to scroll back to 2013, you hurt. You are mad. You know how much his thumbs must be exhausted. 2013 tweets. Trump was tweeting 272 times a day, and he made it all the way back to 2013, which means he read them all. He hurt. So he hitting up with the 2013 "this you" text, like, that's crazy. That was insane. And he keeps tweeting. He's getting madder and madder. I don't even know what's happening in the background, but he is tweeting himself down a tunnel, because every time he tweets, Tesla stock drops by like $13 billion. It's just going down and down and down and down. And he's tweeting up a storm, right? He even tweets out, he's like, you wouldn't have won without me. Okay, if it hadn't been for me, Republicans wouldn't have won the House. The Dems would be in the House. The Dems would have the White House, and you'd have a slim majority in the Senate. You ungrateful. Keeps tweeting, getting more and more upset. I don't know what's happening in the background, but this man is getting more and more pissed off. He even tweets, every single one of you Republican senators who votes for this bill will be voted out next term, all right? I will put money behind it, okay? he over here, honestly, Elon over here talking like he won the people or something. Like, I was like, what is happening right now? What do you mean we, dog? Like, make me uncomfortable. But he says it, and then he said, oh, he's getting madder and madder and madder. And then he tweets out threatening Republicans specifically. He's like, look, here's the deal. Trump's gonna be the president for 3.5 more years. I'm gonna be around for 40. That must have sent chills down your spine if you were a Republican, senator, any Congress. Trump is going to be president for 3.5 more years. I'll be around for 40. You could hear the threat in it when you read it. Trump is going to be president 3.5 more years. I will be around for 40. And I was sitting in my room like, not on crack. Like, not on crack. Like, that's not, you must not know what crack is. Like, that's not nutritious at all. The crack is not good for you. You should not have crack. Be around for 40. All right. Oh, it's insane. And then Trump finally tweets. He's had enough, and you can tell he's had enough because we know the type of man Trump is. We know the type of figure he is, the type of president he is. He's had enough of this, and he's been holding back. He's been very nice to Elon. I'm sure in his head he was like, I've been very, very nice to this dude. Elon acts and moves like he snuck into a body. And Trump didn't say anything. Trump is over here like, I didn't mention the jumping, the laughing, anything. This man blew crack smoke on my shoulder, and I was very nice to him. And so then Trump tweets out, he's like, hey, yo, one of the easiest ways for us to save billions and billions and billions of dollars, just get rid of all of Musk's government contracts. That would do it quick. And then Democrats were like, do you mean it? Or like, are you just mad or you mean it? All right, I was just asking. Okay. And then Elon tweets this clip that is him and Trump in front of a Tesla in front of the White House, and the quote for the tweet just says, remember when? I was like, oh, he hurt. Oh, he must be sick right now. I've been broken up with most of my life, but I've never hit somebody with a remember when. So crazy. Remember when? And then Musk tweets again. He's like, hey, since Trump wants to threaten my government contracts, how about SpaceX just goes ahead and disassembles Dragon whatever ship right now? And that would be all well and good, except there are 4 astronauts in the International Space Station right now that are probably floating like, what did we do? Like, that's... I'm not in this at all. Because they're mad, furious, going at each other, you know? And then, I don't know what pulls the trigger, you know? Trump tweeted one more time, and it still felt very reserved. It felt very nice. He was like, look, I don't care if Elon turns against me. I want the big, beautiful bill passed. He can just deal with it. Let's get this legislation done, right? And then Elon tweets out, all right, time to drop the big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't come out yet. Have a nice day, DJT. You can tell who broke up with who, because the person that gets broken up with is the one that tries to ruin your life and tells you have a nice day in like the same breath. Oh, that's crazy. that's going to be a hard one to dig yourself out of, because Epstein is like the burrowing ground. It is the conspiracy 101, right? So many people had podcasts, had hours of content going over Epstein, talking about who might be involved, who's in the Epstein files, who's in the Epstein log, his little black book, all that stuff, going over and over and over it, getting people really feverish over it. And then some of those same people, because of who they are and because who they're connected to, they get in office. They get into government office through Trump, right? That was a mistake, because even the hardcore conspiracy theorists knew. When Elon tweeted that out, Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why they haven't come out yet. Almost right underneath is Alex Jones saying, "God help us all." Elon done got Alex Jones press. Because where do you go from here truly, you know? Where do you go? Because those same people who were talking about, if they just let me in a room full of files, I'd find the Epstein files in 5 minutes. Just let me in the room. And now you're in the FBI. And so when people ask you, what's up? And you're like, actually, it's nothing. Like, don't worry about it. Nothing happened. Just go back to what you were doing. It's not. That does not sound real. I'm not saying anything else is even going on. I'm saying what you have stoked makes it impossible to stomp out. There will never be enough information coming out. There will never be enough stuff uncovered. There'll never be enough files released. You know, they tried initially. They tried. They were like, "Hey, we're releasing the Epstein file." They even made it like, you know, like a Fox News event. Epstein files coming out 9 p.m. tonight, right? And when they released it to a lot of these like blue check conspiracy theorists, Twitter influence. I don't even know what it's called, but they released it to them. And those people were on fire. Those people were pissed. Because when they actually opened it and they read it, because they meant it. These are true believers, by the way. These aren't people that are like part of the grift. They're reading it and they realize that everything in these things has already been released already. There's no new information in these things. In fact, they did such a bad job of trying to make it look real that they redacted stuff that was already public. And that was, for that conspiracy theory group, very weird. That was very, very weird. You know? And so that was already strike one. And now Elon's saying this, that's strike two. Because it's not like that's new information. We knew that Trump was involved with Epstein. There's literally video of them partying together and stuff like that, like on MSNBC from 1992. Like, that's not news or anything. But when you're a conspiracy theorist and nothing is enough, you know? And so then in the background, people are trying to chill this thing out. There are White House aides, there's Elon's assistants trying to get these two to mediate, not make it any worse than it is right now. You know? And as of the time I'm talking, there's a lot of stuff that Elon's taken down, like tweets that he took down. And even Trump is trying to be very nice to Elon. They asked him his first interview since all this happened. And he's like, "Look, I don't know. I'm just trying to run the country. I wish him well and everything. I don't know anything about his drug habit and him being a full-on crackhead. That's not any of my business," right? So publicly, he's putting on a very good face. He's trying to be very professional, very presidential. And apparently, rumor has it, privately, he is calling everybody he knows, like, "You know you're a crackhead, right?" Like, no, he blew the smoke right on my back. I had to get my suit cleaned. And look, I'm not saying that this is the end of either of them. I don't know if they'll reconcile. I don't think that's even possible. I just know it's the first time that I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people, watching two people go at it like fight. Yo, Detroit, y'all been amazing. Thank you so much.
Mira. when I can.
Have y'all been keeping up with this Jonah Hill thing? Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. So real quick, if you don't know what it is, Jonah Hill's ex put out a bunch of his text messages to her while they were dating, and she was a surfer. She still is, and then they were dating while she was surfing, and it's him being like, "Why you gotta surf around men, and why you got?" And she's like a surfer and a surf instructor. He's like, "Why you gotta surf with men, and why you gotta post pictures of yourself surfing in a bikini and all that?" So it was all this shit like that, right? And it just you could see a decline in the text messages where he's clearly so worried about being cheated on, he's not making sense. He's like, "Why you gotta surf with dude?" Because then if you're surfing and then he's surfing, what if y'all start surfing on each other? You know what I mean? And then like y'all are surfing together, and what if you get surf in your mouth? And then now you were just covered in surf, and you come home and you're like got surf on you. I was like, nigga, are you all right? Like, so there's been a lot of backlash about him being narcissistic and misogynistic and everything. And I think Jonah Hill committed a cardinal sin. He really did. Jonah Hill told a woman what to do while being an ugly motherfucker. Can't do that shit. You cannot do that shit. Like, look at the text and then look at his face. You cannot tell anybody what to do, sir. That's too much bass in your text right now for that hairline you got, you know? I'm not gonna lie, if John Hamm had sent those same texts, if John Hamm was like, "I don't want you talking to any other men," you'd be like, "Okay, daddy." Like, that's... Did y'all see the Alabama brawl? Yo, who knew Wakanda was in Alabama? That was crazy. You know, that was wild. So many people came out of nowhere. That shit was like Black January 6th. That was like, that was crazy. If you didn't see the video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it really quick. Basically, there was this one guy. He was an employee of the place, right? And he was like asking these people to move their boat, you know? So it was a black employee, but he was asking these people who happened to be white that had the boat to move their boat, and they wouldn't move the boat. I don't even know if this part is true, but I heard that the riverfront boat that was waiting to dock had been waiting for like 40 minutes because these people refused to move, right? So finally he just keeps going like, "You gotta move the boat, you gotta move the boat." They get out of their boat, they're cursing at him, and he's not backing down. He's like, "You have to move the boat. I work here. You have to move the boat." And then they just keep cursing at him. Finally they put hands on him, and then they start fighting him. And he did his best. He held his own for quite a while. So it's not like they beat his ass, but they were clearly ganging up on this dude, right? And, a lot of people, as soon as they saw the video, they got upset. I got upset once. I thought it was going to bum me out just seeing like 5 white dudes ganging up on this like middle-aged black dude and everything. And some people were upset about the racial part immediately. But I'm not going to lie. I was distracted. I wasn't. I didn't hate these people because they were ganging up on them and they were white. I hated them because they had a boat. You know what I mean? This isn't just a race thing. These rich fucks with a boat are trying to beat up a working class person. It's insane. Made me furious. And then they started fighting them, and then like other people came. And, a lot of black people already saw what was happening. So then when the riverfront boat docked and other black people who saw what was happening, they all just swarmed. It looked like, like that one episode in Game of Thrones where, they were losing, but then just more just came down the mountain. It was like, I was like, God damn, okay, wow. Send in the troops, apparently. I should back up. When the fight started, the initial fight where the dude was getting ganged up on, he just threw his hat. Just threw it, and that almost felt like a signal. As a black person, I didn't know that was our call to arms. I didn't know this was like, oh, okay, all right, we go now. That was wild to begin with. Then it was crazy because then so many people swarmed in, it turned into a huge brawl, and I don't know if you saw a video, but there was one person that wanted to help when they saw him getting jumped so badly that this nigga swam. Jumped in the water. From the camera angle, we don't know where he came from. I'd like to think he came from Africa. I'd like to think he started swimming 6 weeks ago in preparation. Because look, if you know, the history of black people swimming, especially in the South, you know that we're not known for it. You know what I mean? And so I'm not gonna critique his swimming because I was just happy to see another black dude swim. That's just, every one of us swimming is a W, okay? But I do have to comment because he wasn't swimming normal. Did you see him swim? He wasn't swimming regular. This was not regular swimming, right? This man wasn't swimming to the fight. This man was punching the water till he got there. I knew he was gonna whoop ass when he got out of the water because he would. I've never seen someone punch water till they got to their location. That was so crazy. Go back and watch the video. This man punching with horsepower. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And then he gets out of the water, starts whooping ass, everybody whooping ass and everything. So you know that those white people, when it started fighting, then started more fighting, you know they were relieved when the cops got there, but they must have been conflicted because half the cops were black. Like that's a situation where even when the cops arrive, you're like, ooh, whose side are you on? Because I was kind of doing a thing before you got here. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's what's so wild. Because I think also I've tried to put my mind in. I've tried to put myself in the mind of each person that was in the video in a way. Do you know what I mean? Because that's a terrifying thing. To get jumped is a terrifying thing. Then the person swimming. Then I'm just trying to think about every angle that I could think about it from. I'm not gonna lie. That must have been a huge surprise because you out here ganging up on this one dude with your buddies, and then before you know it, there's just like 50 black people. That's listen. I'm telling you right now. Let's say y'all just blinked, and when you opened your eyes, there were 50 black people behind me. I'm not even saying you'd be scared, but you'd be surprised. You'd be like, wow, that was fast. That's all you'd say. You know? Because that's the thing. That's, I think, the strangest part. One of the weirdest parts. Like when you start watching the video. Let's say you start watching the video. You had no context. Nobody told you what was gonna happen. You hadn't seen any of the memes yet. The craziest thing about what happens is that, especially as a black person, I think some people are curious why black people have been memeing the shit out of it and everything. It's because if you know the South and you know the history of 5 white guys ganging up on a black guy and how that usually goes, you know, especially when they have enough money for a boat. Usually doesn't turn out well, you know what I mean? And so this was a different thing. This is a different outcome than we've ever really seen before, you know? Because I'll be honest with you. Let's say we're in a different time and there's no camera phones and they were able to leave before the cops got there. They would have just beat up that dude and left. You know? And that's my thing where it's like, okay, yeah, whoop their ass, we all laugh, we all celebrate, whatever. But like, fuck up that boat. Like, fuck up the... What are you doing? Like, bust up the bow or something. Like, rip a rudder out, please. I do think that would hurt them more than the ass whooping. They just be standing there and looking like skippers. Not the boat! You know?
You know what's actually crazy? I thought about this weekend. You know what I've never done at all in my life? I had to really think about it. I never once in my life have I Googled Jada Pinkett Smith. So why do I know so much? Why do any of us know so much? Isn't that crazy? I've never even Googled Jada and Will. I've never sought any of this information. I know so much about them, it feels like we're related. It's devastating. I don't know if y'all saw the most recent interview. She's given her 1,000th. And in it, she says that she says so many things. First of all, she said that she sold crack when she lived in Baltimore, which is like believable. That's a very entry-level job in Baltimore. That part I was like, and? But then she also said her and Will been separated for like 7 years. Which what? She also said that Tupac is her soulmate. It's like she's going out of her way to hurt Will's feelings now. This is really insane. Tupac is your soulmate. You've been married for decades. My soulmate's a guy from the 90s. And the more I think about it, and the more I listen to Jada talk, the more that I'm convinced that Tupac died to get away from her. Like, I feel like... Easily. They dated for a while, you know what I mean? And then he got a taste of what Will has lived with. And then he was in Vegas and he got into it with some dudes on some gang shit and stuff like that. And they shot at him and he thought about what life would be like with Jada. And so he just leaned into the bullet. She said they haven't been together. Her and Will have not been together since 2016, which does make the slap more confusing now. That's right, because like that, they haven't lived together since 2016. Now it feels less like you were defending your wife and more like you just wanted to hit Chris Rock. Like, turn that man to a tambourine for no reason. That's insane. It really is. Like, what? Not even defending your wife at this point. You were defending your neighbor, I guess. Haven't lived together since 2016. It also makes the entanglement more confusing now. Watching Will and Jada is just like the Black Inception. You know what I mean? It's just a nightmare and a nightmare and a nightmare. There's twists that nobody asked for. What? Entanglement. Because then, this is my thing. If they weren't together, why'd they have that whole talk acting like they were together? It made them look worse. Why did they do that? It made her look like a cheater and him look like a cuck, but then they weren't together. So what's the big deal now? I mean, the big deal is that she fucked her son's friend, which is... A lot of people don't know that. That was Jaden's friend. So Jaden over there waiting for play dates and stuff. Ain't nobody showing up like it's a Brazzers video. It's so chaotic. No, it's just very chaotic. And look, I want to be fair for a second. I do want to be fair. Everyone comes for Jada and everybody shits on Jada so hard. And I get it. It's easy because she won't stop talking. But like, some of this is on Will. We can all agree about some of this is genuinely on Will. People blame Jada for the slap. That's not her fault. That's a grown man. And he got up there and he slapped another grown man. You can't blame her for that. It's not like she used her powers. And people blame a lot of the marriage stuff on just Jada. Will is also married to Jada. You know what I mean? He could get a divorce if he wants to, but he doesn't want to. He does not want, and if you pay attention to the interviews, he said it. Divorce is not an option. He'd rather them live as single people and still be married than to get a divorce. Which is weird.
It is weird. I understand. For a long time, they were the symbol of black love, especially in Hollywood, right? And that's a symbol that he carefully curated that maybe she didn't want to be a part of, but it's one of the reasons he can't let it go, because it's a failure that he will not accept, right? But to just live as two single people but still be married is weird. It's very odd. Who is it for? It's not for them. They're not together. It's not for us, because now she aired it out. Everybody knows. It's not for the kids, because they're already weird. So who is this for? And like, I mean, it must be rough. I do get it. I have empathy for both of them genuinely, because I think Will, you know, came on strong, wants to make it work and everything, and Jada was just not having it. And a part of me, you know, I'm wrapping up, but just a part of me, a part of me gets it. Because if it's not the life that she wanted, it shouldn't be the life she accepted. That's fair. You're an adult in the world and you make your own decisions and you need to live by them, right? But also, to be fair to her, I don't have a gorgeous millionaire trying to fuck me and marry me. I don't know. It probably seems pretty hard to turn down. I'm not gonna lie. Like if Zendaya walked in here right now and y'all look like you're together, if she told you, bro, if she was like, I want to marry you and be with you for the rest of my life, you'd probably be like, look, I'm in a happy relationship and I found my happiness. I hope you find yours. I'm not saying it'd be easy to say to her. You'd probably say it after I do, but I don't know if y'all saw, but Sam Bankman-Fried was found guilty on all charges. If you don't know who Sam Bankman-Fried is, he's the dude who looked like somebody microwave Shia LaBeouf. He was behind a multi-billion-dollar crypto scandal, and you know, took a lot of people's money. Had a lot of powerful friends, so he could take a lot of people's money. He was found guilty, and you know, he made a serious mistake. He stole money from rich people. Well, when you think about it, it's really all he did wrong. If you steal from the poor, you're going to be pretty good off. Like, I don't know. This dude is going to go away for a long time. Which is crazy, because I don't really understand what he did. But I'm glad he didn't do it to me. I'm like, you ever just, because I never got into crypto because I didn't understand it, so you ever just be so dumb you miss a whole tragedy? Because I saw the whole thing coming. I was having FOMO and everything, and then everybody started losing their money. I was like, maybe it pays to not read sometimes. Maybe it's to my benefit that I have stayed as ignorant as possible on very specific subjects in life. I was having a conversation with a friend from back home, and so many things work in connection together to get me where I am. I saw this article about this guy. I think his name's, I might be mispronouncing it, but Brian Mwende, and he is in Kenya, and he was a lawyer. He was a fake lawyer. And he won 26 cases straight. $26 cases straight, one after the other. WWWW. And then they finally caught him. And now he is awaiting trial, where I pray he represents himself. That's phenomenal. 26. You got fake, and apparently it's a whole thing. I didn't know this. In Kenya, this is a whole thing. There are a bunch of fake lawyers, because he was just the first one. There's a bunch of fake lawyers that just never actually passed the bar, but they've been practicing. I guess they got a storefront or something. Like, I don't know, you just walk in and you're like, you seem like a lawyer. You know, the only way I know any lawyer has been a lawyer that I've ever worked with was the paper on the wall behind their desk. If that's fake, I have a fake lawyer. That's my favorite story, though. My favorite thing that happened was Paris Fashion Week.
if y'all aren't familiar, Paris has Fashion Week, and all these people high up in the fashion world, rich people, celebrities, they all descended on Paris for a week to see and be seen and stuff. And while they were there was an outbreak of bed bugs, which is hilarious. It couldn't be. You gathered all the richest people in the world together in one place and gave them bed bugs? Are we sure this wasn't an activist? You sure this wasn't Greta Thunberg trying new things? You know what I mean? Just her sitting there like, you take a jet, you pay the price. You know, could have been. We don't know. But it was amazing. They gave all those rich people bed bugs. It made me laugh so hard because it's Fashion Week, so half of them dress like bed bugs to begin with. So like, bed bugs probably thought it was mating season, you know what I mean? They were seeing them walk by like, okay, come through, thickness. I'm gonna take a bite of you later. But no, people from Fashion Week spoke to the press and the public. People from the local government spoke to the press and the public and everything. And mostly everyone was trying to maintain a sense of calm the entire time, right? We're very sorry that this is happening. This is not a reflection on our beautiful city. We're doing our best to move people. Just please stick with us, right? But there was one person that was my favorite. The deputy mayor also spoke to the public and the press. But when the deputy mayor came out, he was like, it's an outbreak. No one is safe. What kind of leader says no one is safe? We just came out of a global pandemic where no country's leader said no one is safe, even when no one was safe. That's crazy. Then the mayor, because the mayor came out, she was ready. She was like prim, proper. She made me feel reassured, and I wasn't even in Paris, right? And then she got this assistant-ass mayor behind her. No one is safe. She's probably like, get him out of here. It's crazy. No one is safe. Every leader I've ever had has tried to maintain a sense of calm in a crisis. I remember when I was in middle school, in English class. And English class was after lunch. And I had seen this kid at lunch, and he had a nasty-ass lunch. I don't know what it was, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, he gonna be sick. That is disgusting. And so then I sat as far away from him as I could, corner of the classroom. And then middle of class, sure enough, his stomach started bubbling. And we all hear it. He's just over here taking notes like... looking at us like, y'all don't hear me, right? It's like, of course we hear you. His stomach is loud as hell. And then in the middle class, he jumps up and runs out. And on the way to running out, because he was very sick, he threw up on the back of like 7 kids' heads. And our teacher said, calm down. I know y'all just got thrown up on. Let me get some towels. It's gonna be fine. She didn't say, no one is safe. You see what I mean? I worked at an Italian restaurant that burned down, right? It burned down, and even as the head chef was trying to put the flames out on his back, no one yelled, no one is safe. We just tried to put this man out. Actually, one of my favorite things about when that happened was, okay, so the chef is on fire, right? Like, and then the line cook ran out to the dining hall where everybody else was, and then just yelled to the whole dining hall, we on fire, motherfuckers! Which is like as informative as it is unhelpful. Like, he's telling them the details, but not enough to get them moving. Also, we are not on fire, just he is on fire. Some of the building is on fire, but mostly as we, it's just him. He on fire by himself, right? And so no one knows what to do, because even if someone ran in now and was like, we on fire, motherfuckers, you wouldn't immediately jump up and run. They looked at him and they were like, so is he on drugs or what? And it wasn't until the chef ran out behind him out the door with a couple flames still on his back that everybody cleared out. He yelled, we on fire, motherfuckers. He didn't yell, no one is safe. What would even possess you to put the words to get to the public, no one is safe? Like when I think about it, now that I think about it, I think that was that deputy mayor low-key admitted he had bed bugs. That's what it was. It had to be no one is safe. That means I'm not safe. That's no one is safe. I wish there was video. There's no video of it happening. But you can tell that this is the case because anytime one of our leaders has to speak to us, they're calm because it's not their problem. That's what's happening. I grew up in Louisiana. Our whole state would get slammed by hurricanes, and the governor would come on TV and be like, we're gonna stick in this together, all right? We're all in this together. He's clearly in Massachusetts, by the way. We're all in this together, all right? Y'all just stick with me, we're gonna get through this. You know what I mean? I think that dude freaked out because it was his problem. It's hard to stay calm when you're in the middle of something, you know? I wish there was video. There's no video. I wish he would just come out, because you know he yelled it. You know, he was like, no one is safe. It's happening to everybody, including really cool people who don't deserve this. God damn, I wish there was a video just to see him be like, it's an outbreak, y'all. We doing our best, but this is bullshit.
I thought I had it all figured out, you know. I was sexting. And sexting's a very precarious situation. You want to make sure you're sexting at the right time, you know? Because if it's like 8 o'clock, you still got other people texting you, you know? You don't want to accidentally send a text that's incoming to somebody because you opened the thing, you know what I mean? And it's also like, what if you're not that skilled? Like, what if I'm not good texting with just my left hand? Now you texting typos and stuff. It's knocking the sexy right out of your sexted. You know, it's like, I'm gonna fud your bass. It's like, nobody's into it now. You know? So I had an idea. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I didn't talk to anybody about it. I had never heard anybody doing this, but in my mind, it was the best thing to do. I was like, I'm just gonna speak to text. So that way, I don't gotta worry about the other hand and everything, and I can just like get in the zone and stuff. I don't have to worry about other people texting me and everything. And it went horribly wrong. Because I wasn't at home. I was at my childhood home. So I was in my room, but it wasn't my house, you know? And it was, 9 o'clock or so, and we were sexted. Look, I'll read you the thing right now. This is what. Okay. All right. So she's like, "Oh, okay. And what's good? What would you do if you were here right now?" And then I was like, "Girl, I would tear those clothes off." And Mom, what are you doing in here? Mom, I had the door closed. You can't just open the door. I was just coming to see if you wanted dinner. No, I'm okay. Mom, get out right now. Boy, how you gonna tell me to get out somewhere I'm not house? I'm sorry, Mom. Please, can you please leave and close the door? You know we don't have closed doors in this house. Which is true. That's a very, like, black family thing of, like, you not closing the door in my house. What you up to in there? And I was like, Mama, please leave. Please. Please leave. And she was like, all right, what's the big deal? I was like, nothing, Mom, just please get out of here. So anyway, girl, I would say, all right, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great night.